G'day everyone, Sam Wood here. Welcome to another AFL Play session. Now some of you may remember Alice from when she nearly killed me, and from all the feedback we've been getting, some of you on our Pilates core session that we did with the footies. Today we've put the footies down because we're going to stretch. Actually, I might get mine as a little prop in case just in case I need it for my reach. But mobility, flexibility is so important for how we move with our training, how good our running gait is when we're running, injury prevention, great from a recovery perspective. Yeah. And in a busy life, not enough of us stretch it often enough. Now, Alice is an absolute stretch guru. I'm going to flip my shoes off and Alice is just going to take us through a little flow, and at home I want you to join in with us. So take it away, Alice. What are we doing? So I'm as flexible as a bathroom tile, everyone, so trust me, you'll be able to keep up with me.
All right, feet will just start hip distance naturally apart.
Yep.
Big breath in, just grow nice and tall. Reach your arms up, try and stretch your diaphragm. On the exhale, you're just going to dive it slowly down. It doesn't matter if you're not flexible, you just bend and soften through the knees. And I just want you to try and just soften through the knees further to walk your hands out, just into a slow plank where you just straight away pike your hips to the sky. So you're just sending your tailbone backwards and you're just trying to be stubborn with your heels, just push them right down into the ground. Then all you're trying to do is just lift your right leg just up behind you and extend it. Then just take it in across towards your left elbow and then shoot it back up higher if you can. And then take it towards your right opposite elbow and then shoot it back all the way. Then I just want you to try, and the focus word is try, to step your right leg in between your hands. That might take a few goes, but once you've got it there, don't drop your back left knee, just drop your hip, and I just want you to open through your chest. And when you open through your chest, you will feel right hamstring if it's tight, left hip flexor. Then you're going to plant.
I'm all hips.
Oh yeah, all hips, yeah. So
just breathe through it, don't rush it. If you need some little blocks to bring you upright a bit, that's okay.
You can use a yoga block or something.
Yeah, a little cushion off the couch.
Just left arm, you're just going to plant on the ground, and then I want you to try and see if you can just reach your right arm just to the sky. Now, if you're really tight in the hip like Sam, you'll feel it in the left hip. If you're tight through the side of your glutes, you'll feel it in your glutes. If you wanted to go further, you could bind your arm, but I think that's enough.
It feels good.
It feels really good.
I'm tight, but
reach it up.
My body's thinking.
Yeah, and then bring it down. If it's getting uncomfy, big breath.
Yep.
Reach it up. Maybe taking the arm a little bit further, bring it down. So no nasty static stretching, no holding, just hold there just for this one big breath. And then exhale, come down. All I want you to do is try and shift your weight back. Now, don't worry about the front leg, it won't straighten, but you're just gonna worry about the back heel. So I want you to push the back heel down as far as you can and just drop your head and shake it out. Often if we're worried about stretching, we tense up through the traps in the head. Just shake it out. And then just slowly come all the way back down. Try and open up through your chest a little bit. Try and look to the ceiling so you're getting a little bit of extension. And then press straight back again if you can.
So you can have a little reprieve. You might not remember the last time you spent this long in a deep hip open stretch.
Yeah.
Our hips get so short and so tight because we sit so often.
Yeah.
At your desk, in the car, short and tight. This opens them up, and like Alice said, it's not a static stretch, we're stretching through movement, which is absolutely the best way to do it.
And then on the next one, you're just going to bring your left knee just down, if you can, underneath your hip line. And then you're just going to bring your body upright, and you're reaching your arms up. So you want to reach your arms up, and you're trying to lengthen through your obliques. So you're stretching as far up as you can. Even a little shimmy if you're feeling it. Big breath in. On the exhale, you just want to roll gently over the top of your kneecap. So you're rolling over your kneecap, pushing your quad forward. And then this, you're going to reach up to the ceiling. Now, if you're really tight, you won't be able to look far behind you. If you're not, you can look right behind you. If you can at this point, stay there and interlace your hands behind your head. And you're trying to breathe, and just breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Great, and then slowly come out of it because it is intense if your hips are tight. Big breath in, reach all the way up again.
So I think the message here is only take it as far as your body's telling you to take it. Alice is very strong, very flexible. I'm strongish, not flexible, so I really do fatigue and find my range is limited. But I'm looking at Alice and going, okay, I can see where Your range is,
Yeah.
it's okay that I can only go half that
You've got to
far.
work within you got to listen to your body for sure.
But I still feel the benefit. I'm really
And the more you breathe and imagine the breath kind of traveling to the plate where you find it hard, and then let it go, the better. And then you're just going to try and just bring your hands down like a frame to frame your right foot. Then I want you to just try and stretch back. Now for some, there's no way you can stretch back. I can stretch my legs straight out, but most people can't. So if you can't, bringing yourself up higher, you're just sliding your foot forward and you're trying to flex. So you'll need to come up higher. Sam, you can bring, and just trying to flex. And you're not holding it, you're just breathing. And then exhale, just flatten your foot back down and lean forward. And next time you just try and go, not overdo it, you just try and walk your hands back, flex your feet, and see how it gets easier every time. And then you flatten your foot, walk your hands forward. Great. Last one, you're going to press back. If you can, shake your head out again, because we often tend to hold tension in the neck and the jaw. And then you're coming all the way back in. Great. I just want you to flatten your right foot and slide it in underneath you. See if you can bring your left leg in as well. And then you're going to just grab hold of your elbows. And I want you to just straighten down the back of your knee. So that means you come really high, because if your hamstrings are tight and your back's tight, you come up higher. And then it's almost like you're a rag doll. Just let your arms hang down and you just shake your head out. No. Shake your head out, yes. And you're just trying to let go of the tension in your lower back and down the back of the legs. Then just try and just bring your arms around like a little semicircle. So it's like a kid grabbing a doll, moving it around. So it'll start to release the tension down your lower back, down your hamstrings, maybe even IT band here. Perfect. And then you're going to try and just plant your hands down, which is easier said than done. You have to soften your knees, just rise up onto the balls of your feet. Take a little squat down, plant your hands down, and you're going to slide your right leg back into a plank, left leg back into a plank, and then just pike your hips. And then we do it all over on the other side.
beautiful.
So you're just going to lift your left leg up. Try and just take it across your midline as you shift your weight forward. So you're just stretching that one side, lift it up high, stretching the back leg, and then come over to the opposite side. Lift it up high, and then you're just trying to step that left foot in. It might take a few goes. Yep. Yeah. And then you're just dropping your hip down. Try not to force it. You just open through your chest and just look forward. Some people can look to the ceiling. If you can go there. And then you're just pressing back into your back leg. Remember, my front leg will straighten, but most people's won't. You're just pressing your right leg back and just try and look back to your right heel if you can, and think about straightening the back heel. Not worrying about the front one. Perfect. Coming all the way back into it, because we don't want to hold it. Just open through your chest, big breath. On the exhale, you're just walking hands backwards and trying to push that back heel down. Nice. On this one, we're just going to stay here for a little. Right hand's going to plant on the ground, and you're just going to open up through your left arm and just reach it up. You're dropping your hip down if you can. Try not to be tense through the hip, and then bring it down, because you might need a big breath. Exhale, reach up, try and take it a little bit further across your midline. So you might even feel this in the left shoulder if you're really tight in the shoulder, the outside left glute, and your right hip. Perfect. And then we're going to just press back, try and push that right heel down. And then you're bringing your right knee just right in underneath your hip line. And then we're coming upright. Arms reach up, grow nice and tall through the side of the waist. Big breath in. On the exhale, just gently rolling over the top of that kneecap. As you roll over it, just press your arms back if you can and look to the ceiling. And we're not going to hold it because it's rather nasty. You're just gently coming all the way back in. Big breath. Exhale. So you really probably feel this through your abs as well as your hip. And come all the way back. You can always try as well, because I know your psoas will be really tight. If you're reaching your arms up and you interlace your hands behind your head, it's hard to balance here, but you can always take your left elbow down a cinch, especially when you're tight through the hip and the psoas, and then come back. And then we're just going to bring our hands down, again, just like a frame on either side of the foot. Try and shift the weight back. If you can't get that leg straight, you're just sliding it forward and walking your hands further and higher back, and you're just trying to push your toe to the sky. So if it's really tight, you don't force it, you just lean back into it. And every time it will get a little easier.
Well, it does. As tight as I am, just spending 7 or 8 minutes down in this position, which I know many of you may have felt was a lot to take in, and it was quite uncomfortable. I think with flexibility, we tend to avoid it because it's hard.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's hard is telling us that our flexibility or mobility needs to work.
Yeah. And then you're just flattening your left leg and right leg. Another thing that football players, not professional, but amateur footballers always say to me is, I don't like holding stretches because I feel like I'm going to tear a muscle. Yeah. So that's why it's good to keep moving rather than holding statically.
It's a bit of the newer school of thought. You know, we all, back in the 80s, it was hold your toes,
hold
your
here,
quads, you know,
do
now
this one.
Dynamic warm-ups, dynamic cool-downs.
A great quad stretch, speaking of quads, is if you're holding on to something and you grab your heel, you know we've all done this forever and ever. Try and think about, and this is a Pilates thing, you tuck your tailbone underneath you, and as you keep pulling your heel towards you, you push your leg away from you.
Which is really good for these kicking muscles. We might leave it on that note. Hope you've had a really nice stretch. It's not about becoming flexible overnight. It's really one of those things you've got to do consistently. We'll see you next time.